That was so much better.
We don't do that other one.
It's just nice to hear something different.
It was originally, Gurr! Why was there poop in your bacon? No, wait.
Good, it's yours.
Gurr! Why was there poop in your soap?
No, that's every day. Okay.
This is for everyone who wants to answer. Did anyone even imagine that Invader Zim would grow this big even after it was canceled?
Actually, let's just start from the right and Aaron and go across. So, what do you think? Do you think Invader Zim would have grown to be this big after it canceled?
No. No.
No.
No. No.
Yeah.
You kind of broke the chain. You can't know. You really can't, but also no.
Yes!
When I first met Jhonen and did a lot of research into what he was doing and what he was about and his art and everything, I said, there's something really
You're
special
lying.
going on here.
So lying.
This show will be going on for years and years and years, even beyond its... No, I have no idea what he's doing. Yes, John.
So, no. Yes, no. Yes.
Yes!
And
Was this show?
Sounds like Madeline Kahn from History of the World. Yes, yes, no. Yes, 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 no.
actually, stand up if you can ask a question. I don't want to bend over. There you go.
In Battle of the Planets, Professor Membrane made a mini puppet version of himself. How many of you have mini puppet versions of yourself that you speak to?
Not in public.
I think I'm disturbed by that question. But that said, there is a puppet panel tomorrow. Yes, stand up.
I think I'm going to be lynched in this crowd for asking this question. I do not like Invader Zim, never watched it.
You never watched it? How do you know?
Right?
I don't think this is your best work. Your work seems to be very edgy, interesting, deep. And
You're wrong on all of those. I've read my other stuff. It's not.
goes with the black fingertips.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last part.
Goes with the black fingers.
Oh, yeah, the comic. It was like a 2-page comic.
Yes, and that's a lot to pack into those 2 pages. My question to you is this. Have you ever considered doing street art? Not in the sense of graffiti. And what do you feel about street artists in LA, like Shepard Fairey and British street art? Thanks. And if you were to do street art, would it have a political or social theme?
Man.
No pressure on that one.
I've loved some of the stuff that I've seen out there, but I've never had any aspirations to do that myself. That's just not where my head goes. I mean, graffiti for me is, painting the walls in my house. I once had I painted a giant pig in blood. In Richard's blood.
My
Yeah. But no, I've never thought of doing street art stuff. I have friends that do, and I think it's really cool, but it's just not where I go. As for what it would be about, if I did go there, what it would be about, I don't know. Sorry, that's a good question. It's not something I've ever been asked before, and that's great.
I think she might have gotten in the wrong room accidentally. The Chick-fil-A board meeting is actually 2 hours long.
Later that same panel.
Okay, I have one all the way back here.
This is a question for Jhonen. I was told that you did the voice for the guy that goes, "Oh no, oh no," in the Battle of the episode.
The guy holding up the meeting,
The
Mars.
can, yeah, can. If you did that, can you do that for us, please?
Where are you? Over here! Oh, could I do it? No, I'm not like that. No. But if I did, it would be amazing.
Okay.
Seriously, that like was horrific. Like I don't usually do the voice acting stuff though. So when I would go in, I would just do like a random character, extra character here and there, and that was actually that model was actually a guy that worked on the show, Courtney. That was Courtney Lilly.
That was Courtney.
Yeah, and I'm not Courtney Lilly, but it was
think
just
you are.
shrieking nonstop, and I don't know how
You
they
did
put
it.
up with me making them do it.
You did it for a long, long time. I remember you
Yeah,
totally lost
so
it.
if I were to actually do it, you would have to feel bad about it. Thank you.
Okay, all the way back here.
I have a question. If Dib and Gaz have a mom, and if they don't, what happened to her?
If Dib and Gaz have a mom, and if so, what happens?
I don't
to
know
her?
if this is actually in the show. Maybe you guys can tell me because I haven't watched it in a long time. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I think that we tried to put a joke into, I forget which episode it was, but at any point in the show, do they open up a cabinet and there's a jar that says mom labeled on it? Yeah, there she is. So that happened, yeah. So we addressed it and you just weren't paying attention.
Okay. I'm all the way back here with the strange redhead thing over here. So, what's your question?
This is for Jhonen. When Nickelodeon came to you and asked you to make a kids show after seeing JTHM, what was the first thought that went through your head?
I'm going to assume that their thinking wasn't, hey, here's the book about a serial killer. This sounds great for kids. I'm going to assume that they saw that and thought, maybe they liked the writing and thought, maybe he can come up with something for kids. I mean, I have to give them a lot of credit for making that connection. Because obviously, from that, I invented the greatest thing ever. So they were right. They were right. My first thought was, that's really cool. I want to do a cartoon. That's really all I was thinking of. It's like, oh yeah, I'll give that a go. I wasn't, like, weirded out or anything. It was just like, yeah, I'll give that a go. And that's as far as I thought into it. Maybe I should have thought more. But I was looking forward to, seeing what I could come up with. I mean, the idea of making, up to that point I had just been doing comics. So the thought of bringing music and actual animation, it's a different kind of manipulation, and that's really fun. So I think I was just looking forward to it. It wasn't as weird to me as it sounds to other people, I think.
Cool. We have one right over here.
This is for the whole cast. I was wondering, for each one of you, what do you think was the most controversial episode of Invader Zim that you made?
We'll start at the right with Aaron.
Most controversial
Most
episode?
controversial episode that you worked on.
I don't really know what the show is controversial. Well, I mean, one of the very first episodes, he was digging organs out of children. That's a pretty roaring start right there.
Obviously, there was a lot of controversy with the Dark Harvest and Justice Friend, but also around 9/11, we had a good bit of controversy with Help Me people.
Walk for your lives.
Top Earth boy.
Door to door? Walk for your lives.
There was
Oh.
door to door. That that incident in New York City in that September caused a lot of problems for us. But the most strangest one was Hamstergeddon, which they stopped airing after that.
Yes, PB!
Yes.
Ultra PB!
Because after a real building fell down, they didn't want to see a cartoon hamster knocking down cartoon buildings. They felt children wouldn't want to see that. And then the same, which I think is probably not true, because kids can tell cartoons from real things. But that same day, they were then also advertising like ads for Godzilla, which features a giant monster rampaging through a city knocking buildings down. So I remember sitting in my office, like reading the email, and then like going over and watching. Wait, hey! What is going on here? That's not cool. But
The controversy that I'm aware of is when they did find the mother in the jar. The original name was Pickles. And other than that, the biggest controversy was any episode that I wasn't in.
I think the biggest controversy was when they had a hit show on their hands and then they got rid of it and they pissed off all the fans. We're pandering to the crowd. Yeah, watch this one. Invader Gone 3.
Sorry, I can't hear you back here.
Okay. What does controversy mean? Anyone? Gosh. I'd probably go along with the Oregon episode because that was pretty devastating for me to watch. And let me just say that during my panel earlier, anyone who was here, did we not talk about what do we think happened? Where's Div and what was my answer? Hello, an experiment in the jar. Right. Well, that's controversy. Okay.
I didn't really find anything too controversial, but I know that when I read Bestest Friend and I first started and I read Bestest Friend, I knew that we were off to a really good start.
I used to pack my bags after reading every episode. I think it was very controversial, the episode where they didn't give Professor Membrane any pants. He leaps into the air and there was no color pattern for his legs, so he has flesh for legs. I thought that was very brave of us.
I can't think of anything that did anyone think something was controversial? Because I can't think of anything that we did where it's like, oh, I can't believe we're gonna do this. Do you? Like, I don't think there was ever a thing that we were doing where we were thinking, I can't believe we're getting away with this.
We just had a lot of fun and the things that made us laugh was what we did, right? It made us laugh.
No, there was no laughing.
There was just a lot of stomach kicking every time I watched.
What do you think was controversial?
I didn't think.
Wait, are you bothered that he doesn't die? You're bothered by that? If he died, he would not fly at the end of the episode. That's the best thing in that episode. I think I've said this before, but if that hadn't happened, I mean, it was a note, we were addressing a note. But if that hadn't happened, well, like, we wouldn't have had that guitar riff and the guy going, Higgins! Like, the guy that does Higgins, the guy that does that, he did, like, guitar stuff for Transformers the movie, the cartoon.
He did the voice, too. He sang the song.
No. Did he?
Yeah.
You got the touch?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, whoa. This is Tom in the back. Do you mean to tell me that Stan Bush played the guitar riff on that?
Gary Falcone.
Gary Falcone.
So he just did guitar stuff, I think.
Okay.
Controversy, I wasn't aware of. I mean, I know things that we had to change because
There was that time you came in and you were pregnant.
And I didn't know who the father was.
And his doctor told him he couldn't do voice acting because it was too strenuous. And we're like, Richard, you have a contract to...
So, I remember I would nurse and pump while I was recording. It took a lot of time.
Like if you listen, I forget which episode it was, but you could hear like squishing noises.
You're like, yeah! Oh, damn, I let down.
I think by far the most controversial episode was the Jewish episode. When you wish upon a Weinstein. Wait, what show is this? Oh, I thought it was on a Family Guy panel. I'm sorry. Dark Harvest. Thank you. Good night.
Hey, we have to go. We have to get to Fairly Odd Con.
No. Just no. Okay, we got another question all the way back.
I got two.
You only get one.
Start with the second.
Was there any like line that you guys almost felt too awkward to say? And who wrote Tax Valentine Love Poem?
Wait, so that's just for the voice actors, and what was the least favorite, like what was your least favorite thing that you had to read ever on Zim? It's not, it doesn't exist. Everything that we wrote was the best.
It was triple platinum, every word.
My awkward line was,
Oh, you owned that.
Andy had weird things sometimes. Yeah, there were certain breathes, there were certain weird inflections. I couldn't. Something. Oh no, he said like "ie." We had written at some point where Dib has to scream, and so we had written in the script "ie," you know, like it's like, and he was reading it literally "ie," and we're like, no, don't read the, you know, it's not phonetic. Just make a squealing sound, and so he kept doing "ie."
It was when he had to do the thing where as he got older, he would do that, right? And never even jump and do that thing, and he would just go, "Aye!" Just go, "Aye!" And then it became, "Aye!"
So because he's not here, yes, Andy was the worst at reading things.
Excellent. I've got another question over here. This is Sarah. Sarah works with Operation Head Pigeons. Which is a group of basically kids animating an episode of Invader Zim using flash animation. Wrong. Oh, that's
Soapy Waffles.
Never mind. This is about Project Massive. This will make you guys really thrilled. They're trying to get some crazy show back on the air called Invader Zim.
Have you never seen or read the classic story, The Monkey's Paw? It's where, I forget the details, but they get their hands on a monkey's paw that you can make like wishes with it. And at one point they wish for their mom or something to come back, their son to come back. And at the end of the story, I don't want to spoil it for you, but whatever. At the end, the son does come back, but he's all rotten. And so she gets her wish, and it was just a horrible nightmare. It was a horrible thing. So if Zim came back, it would be a hideous zombie of a thing. She's like, yay, we're doing it.
Zim the zombie. What is your question?
Okay, this is a question for everyone. We're trying to bring Invader Zim back, and I want to know if you guys are kind of like okay with that. You know, like if Invader Zim is in the process of coming back, if you guys want to like go forward with that, or is that something that think is kind of?
Would we want to work on Invader Zim if it came back? Yes.
Yes.
Only if Jhonen makes it as horrible as he's planning to.
Oh, wait, keep going down.
Well, I just wanted to say that I still worked at Nickelodeon when all you people from Operation Head Pigeons were calling, and anybody that actually talked to me, they were forwarding all your calls to me. And you almost killed that poor lady at the front, Rosemary. She wanted to die.
And by the way, there was nobody in that building with the power to bring Zim back. Sorry. But I can give you the number for New York. I can give you the number for New York. Talk to me after. To answer the question, I'm with Aaron. I only want to bring it back if it's as horrible as Jhonen's talking about. I want at least 2 orphan kids, 2 lovable orphans, and I think Zim should have a number every episode. A number, a little musical, little, you know, and at the end of the episode it would be, what did we learn this week?
I am Zim! I am Zim! Girl, where are you?
I'm gonna rescind that whole thing about the number, but I stand by
Worst
the
song ever.
orphans.
That's what you can look forward to if we brought it back. I am Zim! I am Zim! Girl! Why was there bacon in your poop?
We have not yet begun to be horrible. We have much more horribleness to be put out there. So I for one, am on this page. Let's do it.
Let me just say something. Let me just say that this was the most horrible show I've ever worked on. And I would love to bring the horrible back only if everyone up here brought the horrible back as well. And genuinely, this was just such a blast of a show to work on as an actor, and just to see the whole process with this crew and this group of actors, and everyone's great. I'd be lying if I said, no, I would never want to work with any of these guys again and never bring this cool show back. So it was so awful and horrible. I loved every second of it. Yes, my answer is yes.
So was that a yes? Okay.
I would love to bring the horrible back.
Alright, but it has to be more bloaty. There has to be like a... Bloaty gets like his own episode.
I heard there was a Bloaty here.
Just...
Where's the Bloaty?
Where's the Bloaty?
He's from Alabama.
Where's the Bloaty?
Is Bloaty in costume?
Here's the Bloaty right here.
There it is.
There's a Bloaty right here too. With the pizza. Right there. Hey.
That's like the best thing I've ever seen.
Everyone look at Bloaty!
Like that's Bloaty for me is the only thing from the show that I actually still make jokes about. Like because of the I ate too many this or I ate too many that kind of thing. I still think that that's funny. And like, I would love to do a Bloaty series. Because that's funny to me. Like, I love Zim, I love the show. Bloaty to me is fascinating. Yeah. Bloaty time. But the thing about like bringing Zim back is when they were talking about it like 2 years ago, a year ago, was it? They were poking at us to like, how would you feel about if we brought the show back? You know, it didn't pan out, but a couple of the guys were, they were like coming up with story ideas, and Chris had a few. Chris Graham, storyboard artist. Did you remember? Did he ever tell you some of the ideas he was having? One of them was Zim trapped in the Voodoo Cruiser. But he's still stalking Dibs, so he's like stalking him in the house, but in the spaceship. Like it was supposed to be some kind of like stalking, creepy episode, but he can't get out of the ship, so it's all inside of the ship. He's like, because he described this really funny scene with Zim like creeping up Dibs' stairs, but he's in a spaceship. And I was. As we were talking to Nickelodeon about, the possibility, I can't help but come up with a couple of ideas while, talking about it. And I don't think that's fully fleshed out, but I did want for, the very return, the first time you were to see the characters again, I wanted for there to be, some connection to the fact that the show hadn't been on the air for, 10 years or 50 years or whatever. And so, it was going to be, I don't know how much time had passed in the show, but years, even though the characters haven't aged. Dib is just completely out of shape and horrible. He's just like a bees, because he's got no one to chase anymore. And so he's like, what happened to, it's like this big mystery. It's like Batman, it's like he's been gone for 8 years. And so he's like, what happened to Zim? And so I forget why he goes to Zim's house, but he goes to Zim's house, I think just for old times, and knocks on the door. He's kind of like, where are you, my old enemy? Except he's like, where are you, my old enemy? And the door opens up all dramatically, and there's Zim, and he's just hideously, just grossly out of shape himself. And he reveals that his evil plan was to just hide for like so many, like 8 years, so that Dib would get out of shape. And so what he's been doing, he recounts the years in hiding. He's been in the bathtub, hiding in the bathtub for 8 years, and Dib's like, why were you hiding in the bathtub? I couldn't see you. Why are you? And Zim's just like, shut up. It had to be in the bathtub, and he has her bringing him food and like stuff in the bathtub. And so he's like, and he reveals what his his plan is. So I'm like, I never got to that, but it was going to be some big threat to Earth. And so now Dib is like, I've got to get in shape. And so there was this so the credit sequence, the title sequence was going to be over this montage of Dib, just punching memes. Yeah. So it was these two hideously out of shape characters, but like Zim is like piloting something to Earth, and Dib is getting back in shape, and he finally gets back to shape, and they have their big confrontation. But that was going to be the first episode.
Hello? Yeah, no. No, I'm not my answer.
It's not going to happen though, sorry.
All right, yes.
So if it's as horrible as Jhonen says it's going to be, and there's like a zombie Zim, would that be a Zimby? That's the character I'd like to see in one of these, is a zombie Zim, a Zimby. That'd be awesome. I think the show still has legs, clearly. I've been in a Hot Topic for about 12 years, and I had the occasion to be at a Hot Topic recently in South Dakota when I was there visiting friends, and there's still Gur stuff everywhere. And I'm like, this has a lot of legs, and whoever's in charge who didn't make the decision to continue with this is insane! So I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, there's a lot to be learned from maybe some of the folks at Fox who brought Family Guy back and realized, hey, this is a cash cow waiting to happen. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but yeah, anytime, even if I'm 97 years old, I'll still come back to it. So it's a great show.
Speaking of zombies, Ricky and I this morning and Jason were talking about how we were being chased by zombies, but we had valet parked our car.
Jason valet parked.
We're waiting for the valet to get a car with the zombies. Quickly! Okay, we need car number 308. Car number 308.